In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use Keepa. I'm going to go really quickly and have a lot of information in this video and try to condense it. So if you want to slow down the video or rewind any parts, definitely do so. But the very first step is how do we actually get Keepa to be on the Amazon page like this? So basically you're going to need to have a Keepa subscription. And then once you have that subscription, you can download the extension onto your computer. The free version doesn't give the sales rank, which we're going to talk about in a moment. And the sales rank is really the most important part of this in general. So I would not advise using the free version. It's just not very good at all. So once you have it downloaded, you can go to apps on the Keepa website and you can download it for whatever browser you have. And then once you've downloaded it, you can go into your extensions and you can search for the Keepa extension and you can have it work on the page, and then it'll just automatically pull up on any Amazon page that you go to. So we're gonna go step by step as to what these lines are. So the very first thing is this green line. This is the sales rank. The lower the sales rank, generally the faster the item sells. So when it's way up high like this, it means that it's selling slower. And oftentimes when it's slower like this and the line goes down, that means a sale happened. When the line stays down like that, in general, it means that it's getting faster sales. At this section, it was really selling fast at around 4K sales rank in electronics. And then it started to slowly get slower and slower until now it's still selling, but not as fast as it was before back here. Another thing we have right here is on this section, the new offer count. This is how many sellers were on the listing at the time. So at the very beginning, not very many people were on the listing, and there were gaps where nobody was on the listing. And then more and more people came on the listing and it spiked up here at almost 100 sellers. And then it came back down and down and down and has stabilized at around 15 to 20 sellers. Those are two things: sales rank and new offer count. The next most important thing is this buy box. Certain listings have buy box all the time. Certain listings have buy box part of the time, like this one. The buy box is gonna be this thing right here, where most of the customers buy their items from. And so if it has a buy box price, most of the sales are probably happening through that buy box price. The next thing is this new offer line. This almost always corresponds to the new third-party FBM price. Oftentimes the FBM price, FBM is fulfilled by merchant, is going to be the lowest offer on a listing. Not always, but often. That's basically the price that people are selling it for, oftentimes the lowest price. The next one is the third-party FBA price by these little triangles. And so just because someone has the triangle way up here at $500 doesn't necessarily mean that they actually sold one at that price. It means they may have sold one at that price. But basically when we see, like over here, for example, that the lowest price was $199 and this line goes down, that generally means that someone is getting a sale at that price. Like here, for example, the line stays down consistently when the buy box price is around $205 to $215. That means people are probably getting sales at that price. Another thing that I just did without even remembering it is that if you want to scroll in on a certain section, you can just hover your mouse over there and then push down your left mouse and then scroll over and then let go, and you'll zoom into that section. Then if you want to exit that, you can double click, or you can go down to this section and click a year or 3 months or just today or all. Another thing that is going on the Keepa graph is the used offer. So this is a car speaker, and so there's just gonna be a lot less used offers on this listing because having a used car speaker is a little bit more difficult than used other things, but it's signified by this black line here. And now that doesn't necessarily mean that they actually sold at $329. They may have not, but that means that someone had a used offer at those prices. And so if they went out of stock, there's a good chance that they did sell at that price. We also see the same thing down here where we see this used offers right here. That means there was one used offer on this listing. And also there's going to be used like new, used very good, and used acceptable. And so you can see all the detail as we look at the Keepa graph on this calculator, because there's a used market on this. There are used like new offers, there are used very good offers, there are used good offers, and used acceptable offers. And so if you want to just look at them all at the same time, you can do that. But sometimes it does get a little bit laggy and overcomplicated. The next thing that we haven't talked about yet is this yellow line here. The yellow line is Amazon being on the listing. And so we often see that the buy box is pretty close to the Amazon price. On some listings, when Amazon is on the listing, they're just always going to take the buy box. There's other times where third-party sellers can get the buy box if they cut Amazon, like in this case. You see how people are cutting Amazon by $3 and they're getting the buy box. And then there's other times you can just get the buy box and Amazon's not really hardly a problem at all. And then in this case, Amazon is often in stock, but not always in stock. There's portions here where they're not in stock, portions here. That just means Amazon is in stock sometimes and not in stock other times. Another thing we can see here with this sales rank line is the ups and downs with this. And so this is an item that would be considered seasonal. If you scroll down on this little timeline and look down here, you can see that it's a lower sales rank at around September and around January. So people are buying this when they're going back to school, back to their semesters, and the item gets faster and faster. But this is a case where the item's price doesn't really go up a lot. There are certain cases where the item price goes up a lot when there's more demand, but this one, it generally stays, only goes up by a little bit. And then there's a couple more things that we could look at that are really helpful. Number one, if you ever want to track a product, maybe it's a rare product that doesn't come in stock very much, or you want it at a certain price, you can track the item right here and you can get an email when it has hit those criteria. There's also the data tab where you can look at the buy box statistics. Who's getting the buy box? Is anyone hogging the buy box a little too much? Although I don't really look at that too much, to be completely honest. I do look at the offers tab a lot though. You can filter by prime, you can filter by FBM only, you can filter by historical offers. You can look and see what a general ballpark of sales are per month on these items, and you can also look at the historical offers. And if you see that there's activity here, you can have a pretty good bet that this item is selling quite quickly. You can look at all of the people who have been selling this item in the past here, and you can see their feedback. You can see what their stock history was like and what their price history was like. And you can see what condition their item was in and whether they were prime or FBM. Another thing here is you can see the average of sales rank over periods of time, and you can see what category the item's in. This is really helpful. I mean, you can see here as well that it's in office products. And so if you've just never sold office products before, or you've just never sold in a certain category, you might not know how many sales a month a 4K in office is going to give you. So you can understand that through SellerAmp. It gives an estimated how many sales per month the entire listing is getting. No, not just you, the entire listing, all these people here. And you can also do it by using a tool like 𝗠𝗏 free sales estimator. You can do this for free, like 10 times a day or something. You can just enter in 4,000 in office and you can estimate sales. And this is saying 1,500. This is saying 560. So definitely know that both of these are a ballpark. I would probably just average them out and say somewhere between 500 to 2,000 sales a month on this listing. And the best way to know is to actually test this and see how fast it sells for you. So that is a quick Keepa tutorial. Last thing is that recently they introduced a used buy box, and so a used buy box indicator. And so you can see the used buy box over time here as well. So as you get more and more comfortable with this, it's going to get easier and easier, and you're going to be able to just click out of an item and be like, oh, I know exactly what's going on with this item. It's seasonal. The price stays pretty consistent. It's gone down slightly over time. Amazon's in stock some of the time, but less and less in the recent times. And then also you're going to be able to see, oh, review count is going up, and so this is getting sales, indicated by this green line down here that keeps going up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this short tutorial. If this is helpful, feel free to subscribe and reach out on Instagram. I also have a free Discord that the link is down in the description. If the link isn't working, I'm sorry. Go to the most recent video and there should be an updated link there, but I'll try to keep this one updated. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and take care.